This week, enjoying a fish dinner down here by the water. It brings back the story in the encounter in John chapter 21 verses 15 through 19, except in that case it wasn't dinner time, it was breakfast time. And the fish wasn't deep fried like this, battered and fried. It was grilled on a charcoal grill. On that day, as the disciples were wrestling with bringing in that catch of 153 fish, it's interesting, Jesus doesn't need that abundance of fish. He already has plenty of fish. And he's been preparing breakfast for those tired and hungry fishermen along the shore of the Sea of Galilee. He's cooked them on a charcoal fire, it tells us, and the details are meant to take us back some 30 days earlier to another charcoal fire. Now on that day, that evening, Jesus had had agonizing time in prayer. He'd been betrayed by a kiss. He'd been arrested and hauled off to the high priest's house, Caiaphas' house. And as he was inside on trial, folks outside were gathered around a charcoal fire to keep warm. Peter was one of those folks. And while he was standing there just warming himself and just all the stuff that must have been going through his brain, someone said, "Hey, don't you know that Jesus?" Peter said, "No way." A little later, somebody said, "Didn't I see you with that Jesus?" And Jesus said, "Not me." And then finally someone said, "Weren't you one of his disciples?" And Peter said, "Not me, I don't even know the man." 3 questions. 3 times Peter denies that he knows the one that he has called the Son of Man, the Messiah. With 3 questions, Peter turns his back on his relationship with Jesus. Now here they are around another charcoal fire. And this time, Jesus asks Peter, "Peter, do you love me more than these?" And we don't know exactly what Jesus meant by these. Do you love me more than these friends? Do you love me more than these other disciples? Do you love me more than this abundance of fish? Do you love me more than these nets and these boats? Do you love me more than the security of a life of fishing? Now when Jesus asks Peter, "Do you love me?" he's not talking about affection. He's talking about the love that is choice. A choice of mind and heart and life. Jesus asks Peter if he loves him. And Peter says, "Yes, you know I do." And then Jesus said, "If you do, then feed my sheep, tend to my lambs, care for those sheep of my pasture, all people." So Peter is asked 3 times, "Do you love me?" And 3 times he declares he does. And 3 times Jesus invites him to what it looks like to follow him. There at that breakfast on the beach, Peter, who has messed up in a big way, he has failed colossally. And yet, in those 3 questions, Peter is reclaimed by love and forgiven. Now, forgiven, I'm not sure there's a more powerful word other than the word love, obviously, but to be forgiven. All of our mistakes, all of our failures. And like Peter, we come to those moments where we admit who we are and what we've done, but we also in those same moments, are reclaimed by love and forgiven. And so even as we wrestle with our own struggles and challenges, we hear Jesus ask us, "Do you love me? And are you willing to follow wherever that love will take you?" Blessings to you this week.